Hi, everyone. This is Hannah Hanley, and I'm joined by Nate Ganna. We've both worked in the alcohol industry for over a decade. Through the years, our partnership has grown, and we now work together on several projects. We're excited to launch Caviar and Chips podcast, meant to educate on what is happening in the alcohol industry, including trends and news. We'll also give regular updates on our own lives. As we get into this, we'll add interviews and more segments. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Caviar and Chips. Oh God, that was horrible. All right, I'm so sorry about that. I'm Hannah Hanley.
I'm Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
What's up?
Welcome back to another episode. I am here in my other WeWork location, which is actually my other boss's house.
True story. True story.
I have a side hustle working for this guy who has a motorcycle and sign collection,
Which is so sick.
and I manage his inventory and do his bookkeeping. She's a Renaissance lady.
Yes, she is.
People always ask me about working for this guy, and I do think I'll talk to him and see what else I can share. But he's really cool. Anyways, how are you?
I am great. I've had a great day. Very productive. I'm heading to Calgary, so
cool.
this will
What's
be
going
great.
on there?
We are doing a private client event, and then I'm going to look at a gentleman's private estate, essentially, to do a custom bourbon. I don't know. I want to say cabinet, but like I would say like a custom bar but of like high-end bourbon for him. So I'm pretty pumped about that.
Oh my
Should be
gosh,
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, really
I
cool.
sent you the video. I'll repost it to the Caviar and Chips Instagram too, of
Please.
that door. Did you see that? That was so cool. It was like a door that comes
Sick.
together and then hides the wall. That was so
Sick.
cool.
So
Yeah.
sick.
He should do that.
He should do that. He's a baller and he's an awesome guy. So yeah,
Cool.
that's a really cool idea. I love that thing. There's
Are you
that
guys,
company is a trapdoor company that is out of I want to say Kentucky or Nashville, but everybody's encouraging me to do something when I buy the house. So I hope, and they're pretty fair. They're not unreasonable. They're actually a pretty fair
really?
company. Yeah, yeah, they're not bad.
Oh.
I don't know if it's the same company or not, but they do some really cool speakeasy doors. Did you see Blind Pig Basement Pub? Do you know who that is on Instagram?
Uh-uh.
Name's Joe Hayho. He is super cool. Really nice
Mhm.
guy out of Iowa, but he got featured on the news for having like the sickest speakeasy in his house. Yeah, really cool. Good.
When we go
Yeah,
to Cedar Ridge, we should go there.
I'll ask him. He was supposed to come the last time I was there, and so we'll try and make a stop out to his place this time for sure.
Oh my
Which, by the
gosh.
way, that's in April, just so you know.
Oh yeah, we should get that booked.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just coordinating with the other guys that are doing theirs, just barrel aged whiskey society.
that's
So,
right.
yep,
Okay. Cool.
cool.
What other trips do you have?
Guess who's on that trip?
Who?
Kitsap Whiskey Society.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, heck
what
yes.
other trips do you have coming up?
Kentucky, which should be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
That is for True Story Whiskey.
Cool.
That is Wes Henderson's new project. Obviously, Wes being an amazing distiller, that will be his new thing. I'm not sure if you've seen the products, but they're really cool. They are a finished bourbon and a finished rye, which I feel like he is kind of the godfather of in so many ways because of what he did with Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go do something fun. It's really cool. I like it because the bottles are really not meant for the average whiskey drinker. They're really meant to encapsulate a new crowd of drinkers that are getting into whiskey. So the bottles are white and black. They're not your standard bottles. I'm going to go get them. Hold on.
Yeah, they sent me some as well, which was so sweet of them. I'm excited to try them. And a lot of people have said, what unique bottles. A lot of people
Yes.
are asking about the finishes also.
Yes. So here you are. These are the bottles.
Hmm.
Finished rye, finished bourbon. Really neat because on the back is kind of like Wes's table. It's really cool.
So cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super
I
awesome.
love the packaging.
Yeah, it's
Tell
great.
us about the finish, what finished rye, finished bourbon means.
Yeah, so when you have bourbon and rye, and this is like such a hot topic of debate, but like this is This particular bottling is not a hot topic. It's just cool. Um, Basically, when you have a bourbon or a rye, under American law, they cannot be finished. So, in theory, once something is finished, it should become an American whiskey. But they've gotten away in the American system with putting finishes on them, which is still quite cool, to be honest with you. But that means that you've done the full maturation as a bourbon or a rye, and then you usually do a 6 month to 2 year finishing on the product, which gives you the flavor of another cask other than the bourbon or the rye. So in this particular case, you could have like a port wine finish, which a lot of people do. That's where, Angel's Envy came to be pretty cool with what they did. In this case, for True Story, this is finished in Amburana casks and sherry casks, which are two great cask finishes, personally speaking. And then on the bourbon here, this is a Moscatel cask finish, which is also a fantastic dessert wine finish. So you get a lot sweeter when you do a finish, essentially, is what's going to happen. It's always going to be that way. You're never going to finish in something that's not sweet, but it's more, most of the time, it's going to be, 99% of the time, it's going to be a dessert wine finish. So really cool to
Delicious.
see. Yeah, they're probably going to be, I think they're going to do quite well with this. I think it's a really neat idea that
Are these sipping whiskeys or cocktail whiskeys or either?
I think personally that they're cocktail whiskeys, but
Yeah.
I think that that's just because of the way that they appear as bottles. However, from a drinking perspective, they're very drinkable. So I see a lot of people just, getting this off the shelf and enjoying it neat. Maybe if people like a cube, then absolutely. But I do see this being very adaptable to being a cocktail whiskey based on the
Cool.
finishes alone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to try them.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna
Super
bust
excited.
them open. Probably, I don't know, maybe tonight. Maybe I'll bust them
Yeah.
open tonight.
So it should be fun. I'm excited to meet him, and he's a legend of the industry, obviously. So much to learn from a guy like that.
Yeah. I mean, Angel's Envy is an iconic brand, obviously. The Henderson family sold it, correct, to Bacardi.
Correct.
And then Wes has, I mean, he's just part of Kentucky culture as is. He is the owner of the Kentucky Castle, and which is sick. Do you
Sick.
get to visit it? I hope you get to
That's what
visit
we're
it.
trying to work on. We're trying to figure
Oh,
this out.
Are
It's
you a horse girl? Are you gonna
am I a
try
horse
riding?
girl?
Are you
I
a horse
am
girl?
not a horse girl. However, no, that's not true. I am a horse girl. We were in Tequila 2 years ago, and Jose Cuervo set up an entire horse tour for us around the tequila fields, which was
Oh,
awesome.
he's a
So,
cowboy.
oh yeah, cowgirl, baby, cowgirl. Let's go.
He's a horse girl.
Oh yeah, we got this. Just call me Southern Charm.
Do you know how to braid?
I do not know how to braid. Does it look like I know how to braid? I do not know how to braid at all.
All right, I'll
So,
get you something to practice braiding on so you're ready.
speaking of braiding, you look fresh today. I love
Thank
this
you.
look on you. Yeah, what's going on
Ooh,
here? Little
the hoodie?
less disheveled mom look that you normally give off, and more and more fire mom. I love this. Let's
What the
go.
fuck? Disheveled mom. Fuck you.
You look like an organized badass right now. You look like you don't even have kids, actually. You look like you work for Facebook or
Fuck
Google.
off. I'm sorry, we would not be doing this if I worked for Facebook or Google. I would be so fucking rich.
Yeah, you would be. This is true. Well, I mean, we could get rich from this, so
There's still time.
there's still time. Easily.
um, okay, any other trips? Kentucky, obviously gonna where do you have other people you're gonna visit in Kentucky?
Oh yeah, I have a ton of people I'm gonna go visit.
Yeah.
A lot of people that don't know that I'm coming yet, so that should be fun. Yep, yep, should be a good time.
Nate's here.
Nate's here, bitches.
He just
Hey,
rides in on a horse.
from Kentucky Castle.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I still have on our list of things to do Kentucky Derby. So
this
maybe
year.
work on that. Sure.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
we're
work on
working
that.
on it. We got
Okay.
this. Done.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Well, I have a trip. I'm going to Park City. By the time this airs, I'll be back from Park City, Utah. But I'm going
What
on
are
a
you
girls'
doing?
ski weekend. I'm fifth wheeling a girls' ski weekend with my sister and her friends, and honestly, a little terrified because they're all extremely good skiers.
But
I'm
so are
also a
you.
good skier,
Yeah.
but they're like live in Telluride, living
Ah, okay.
like
So they're
yeah,
like pro.
yeah.
But you're
So
good.
I yeah, yeah, I'll be able to keep up, but it's going to be super fun. And then I have arranged with High West to do a tour of their wand ship facility. So where they have the ranch and do the distilling and barrel dumps and all of that. So I'm excited to check that out. They're hooking
Wow.
me up with like little lunch, little tour. So that'll be fun.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did not
So
know it was that in depth. That's really cool.
I know it's going to be fun. And then I'm skiing Deer Valley, which is my favorite place in the world to ski. So
Oh, I'm so lucky. Oh, I'm so jealous.
it's going
That's
to be
going to be a
fun.
lot of fun. How long are you there for?
Like 5 or 6 days. She's a lady about town.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me ask you, who is taking care of your family?
My husband.
I just feel like Roy can't take care of them without you.
Oh,
It's just how
single
I,
mom who works 2 jobs. No,
dude, I'm dead.
no, I have a husband who is very involved.
Yes, he is very involved. He's a great husband.
He's
That is
way less
true.
disheveled than me.
He can two step, so that's all I know. He
He
can
can
two
two
step.
step and, as you say, crip walk. So
Yes, yes, and Crip Walk. Yes. I
he's a
love
horse
that.
girl.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I want to go to Montana with him.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that fun?
That's where. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a good
Okay.
time.
We're doing that.
Do you know one thing about Montana is it is cheap as fuck to drink in Montana. You
Really?
get yeah, I got a Tito's dirty martini. Do you know how much it costs? It was not happy hour either.
How
Just guess.
much?
Random bar, okay?
$10.
4. $4.
What?
I was
What?
like I was like, I think you charged me wrong." And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Is Tito's your well?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "I'll take
What?
another one."
Are you lying?
No. Yeah.
For a martini?
Yeah, $4 for a
Okay,
Tito's dirty martini.
this is insane. This is why you should never drink in any other city but Montana. That is
Yeah, that's in
ridiculous.
Billings, Montana, at the Vig in the
Okay,
Heights.
I'm writing that
Which,
down.
yeah.
That's nuts. Wow.
Also, one thing about Montana, one is every single bar has a casino within it, with like video, you know,
Get out of here.
poker, whatever. Uh, and so Rory's mom's theory is that if you are gambling with other people's money, you win. So she always gives Rory like 10, $20. He wins every time.
Are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't
Okay. I need to
understand.
go to Montana.
Anyways,
This is
Montana
sick.
vibes.
Montana vibes.
So all right, well, I'm excited for our trips. We'll come back together and
Very excited.
recap, and
Heck yes.
we'll
Can't
go through
wait.
our text messages with you all from the morning afters of
Of everything. There are going to be for sure. Holy smokes.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
head in with some industry news. So first up, we got Adam, our friend Adam. New job. Congratulations, Adam.
Adam Edwards, Bourbon Tuba on Instagram. Congratulations. You are now the East Coast brand ambassador for Heaven Hill.
This
What a
is
win.
huge. I
What a
am
win.
so jazzed for Adam and the Heaven Hill team. Just amazing. Adam's the best.
He literally called me and was like, "Man, they put out a press release for me. Like, I am so not that special." And I was like,
So
"You
cute.
kind of are. You kind of are. This is a match made in heaven. This would be like literally if Tom Brady and Michael Jordan were on some sort of amazing super team together in two different sports that came one sport. Like, this is
Golf.
ridiculous."
Like when Michael Jordan and Tom Brady play golf together.
Did they?
Don't they?
No,
The
no.
celebrity tournament, that
Celebrity
thing.
tournament, yes. Okay, you know what? This would be like the two on
Mhm.
twos that they have. Yes, this is exactly
Yeah.
that. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is so fantastic. Adam coming from Heaven's Door, another great brand, but really going to an iconic brand in Heaven Hill. And told me that he is constantly getting to learn from Bernie Lubbers, who is probably the biggest legend in the industry from a brand ambassador standpoint, and
Yeah.
Connor O'Driscoll, one of my personal favorite people and amazing master distiller of Heaven Hill. So the fact that he gets to learn from them every day is awesome. And of course, he is with our girl Dana Darley, which they are super close, and she is the best. So, he's
And
just
Caitlin
kind of like,
West.
the list
And
goes on and on of like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Matt Stefka. Like there's an
Yeah.
amazing, but I think he's with Bernie, Dana, and Connor as to like a learning perspective
So
on what
cool.
he's doing. And he's kind of in charge of all the East Coast, but also handles like tails and stuff like that. So it's going to be super cool to see what he can do out there. And everybody at Heaven Hill is really truly amazing. That is a brand that has stood by their people and their product and never wavered in quality. And I would still say that they're the top in the market right now
A
in
hundred
terms of just
percent.
a variety of products. And then, I mean, Caitlin is the one that set up Bourbon Lore for us, and she just did the most ridiculous job ever. So, like everything that they do, from not just the liquid, I think they are a prime example of a brand from start to finish that does every single thing correctly.
Yeah.
And so to add
Yeah.
Adam to their all-star cast already is just so smart. So smart. So I'm really happy for him. Yeah.
So cool. Last time I saw, well, no, not last time. When I saw Connor in July at Tails, he said to specifically tell you, Nate, fuck you.
No,
So,
that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I will take that from him any day of the week. The fact that he would even say that to me is better than him being like, "Tell Nate I said hi." This is so much better. So thank you, Connor. I love you. This is making my day. I'm going to see him next week too, so I'll have a stern chat with him
okay.
about this. Fuck you.
And Heaven Hill just released their 19-year.
Wow. So,
Huge.
so the funniest part is like I woke up, checked my phone. First thing I see is a press release. Open my Instagram. First thing I see is David Tao reviewing the 19 year. And wow, that
Yeah.
was an in-depth review, man. I love that guy. Anything David Tao does is just so
Yeah.
loved. I will say, I think our palates, from what I understand, I think our palates are different,
Oh,
but he's got a very, very good palate and a very good understanding of the industry. And so his rave
well,
reviews of,
he grew up in Bardstown.
do you
So
know, fun fact, his family owns the largest property in Bardstown.
I
Yes,
didn't know
yes,
that. How
yes, yes.
cool.
But yes, he reviewed this and he really liked it. So I cannot wait to try it myself. This is going to be fantastic to see. Every single time they put something out under that Heaven Hill Heritage Collection, it is absolute fire. My personal favorite being probably in my opinion, top 10 whiskey of all time for me, the Heaven Hill 17.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it's so
I think,
good.
yeah, ridiculously good. But
Yeah.
they did the 18 last year, which
Yeah.
truly was actually almost as good as the 17. And then they did a
Yeah.
20 year, but the 20 year was a corn whiskey. And I
Mellow
asked
corn.
mellow corn. I asked Connor. I said, "What do you think this is?" He goes, "Mellow corn on steroids." So that was that. So that was a good one too.
At
Yeah.
the Tails dinner, he was like, "This is 20-year mellow corn."
Yep. Yep. Isn't that insane? Like,
Yeah.
just the endless product that they have is so ridiculous. And they're still
Yeah.
busy and it's fantastic. And the new
Yeah.
distillery is going to be amazing. So kudos to Heaven Hill for always doing the best job in the world.
Well, we're excited for Adam. Congratulations, and excited for Heaven Hill. A different new release, Eagle Rare 12.
And moving on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, for
Fly
every
like
day,
an eagle
for every
into
day of
the
the year, there's a new release from Buffalo Trace. So, I mean, tomorrow will be a 13, the next day it'll be a 6. I don't know. It'll just the list keeps going on and on and on. And I
Eagle
read a
Rare
I read a
1234. Okay.
literally, I read a comment from our buddy Ryan, that one dude Ryan, and it got like 100 likes, and the comment was just, "I'm so tired," and that was it. And that's that. So good for them.
Okay. I am excited. Lux Row just did a release of a sherry aged, so that'll be
Ooh,
interesting to try. And Penelope light whiskey, which I did get to try at the World Whiskey in Seattle, and it was delicious. So
not a lot of people know that light whiskey is actually very heavy whiskey.
it's like blonde coffee, right? Like blonde
Yep.
coffee does not make
Yep.
it lighter, it just makes
Makes it
it like more
stronger.
robust.
Oh yeah. Light whiskey
Yeah.
is outstanding. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
phenomenal stuff.
So,
Hmm.
some other fun releases for y'all to check out.
Heck yes. Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
We had a listener question about additives in wine, tequila, and whiskeys. So, hit me with your knowledge.
Okay. Not going to speak to wine because I think that's a path that is better suited for, I and truly mean this, better suited for a somm or a master
Mhm.
of wine to speak on because there's so much more knowledge and depth that would be required in wine than there is in whiskey, just being completely honest with how that
Yeah.
goes. However, I do feel that it is a very interesting topic with respect to tequila. um, Tequila has interesting laws about it. Uh, First of all, a lot of people have been debating if they should buy tequila or if they should buy uh, non-additive tequila. And they're starting to separate the two categories. So, what this means is that in Mexico, you're legally allowed to add sugar to your tequila. It is a percentage basis. It is very, very small percentage. Nevertheless, it is a percentage. Usually it's agave syrup that they're using to make the tequila sweeter. So a lot of the big
Is
brands do
is that
that.
post distillation or during distillation?
Ooh, I believe that is actually post. So,
Okay.
um, I'm not going to go into brands that do this and don't do this because we work with so many tequila brands, but I am going to say that the way to tell that there is, and this is a pretty simple way for people to tell if they don't want sugar, look for bottles that say NOM on the back, NOM. What that's going to tell you is the producer of the tequila. And if you have a NOM, you are producing additive free tequila. So that is where a lot of companies are going with what they're producing nowadays. So if you don't see a NOM on the back of the bottle or the front or wherever, you can probably be, you know, safe to say that those are the brands that are adding sugar or additives to their tequila to make it sweeter and make it more enhanced. I actually don't think that it was a bad idea to have that come out for tequila. And I'll tell you why. Whiskey is known, unfortunately, predominantly as a man's drink, which I thoroughly disagree with because I think women's palates, as you know, my stance on this is that women's palates are just so much better than men's palates. And you see a lot more master distillers becoming female nowadays, and rightfully so. They're just so much better with understanding flavor. However, I think tequila did a phenomenal, phenomenal job of bringing people in to drink the Clase Azules and the Casamigos and the Don Julios and the Jose Cuervos. I think that they do a better job of attracting the female. And the reason I think that is because inherently tequila is a sweeter drink than whiskey. Therefore, when you start to see brands that do have the additives in them, I think they have already figured out that there is a target for them. Maybe it wasn't this way to begin with. I'm not sure when the law was passed or what it was that allowed you to add additives to tequila, but you definitely have a big, big jump in the sales of tequila versus whiskey right now. And I think this is all the reason of the fact that there is additives in tequila that allowed for the sale of it to be a lot easier. So I think that you have a much bigger market for tequila than you do whiskey, as evidenced by the rapid growth of tequila in the American market. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think that there are some that add obviously too much, sugar. But to be fair, you are allowed to add coloring in Scotland. So is it really, that much different? And I think people should not be as harsh to judge those that do add sugars or additives to tequila, because there is something called E150A in Scotland that allows you to add coloring. in case your whiskey is not too dark. I also know companies that add E150A that I'm not going to speak about, but the product is still very, very, top quality. It's just that they're darkening their liquid by adding E150A, which is the definition of caramel coloring. So I think that in every industry you do have something. I think the same thing of American whiskey right now. Going on what the topic we just talked about, at some point in time, the government just said, okay, we're cool to allow bourbon finished in X cask and rye finished in X cask without questioning that that is American whiskey. So, it's tit for tat, right? Every industry has their thing. To call out tequila as the only ones that have a thing isn't really fair. And there is some exceptional tequila out there if you want to go additive free under the NOM.
NOM stands for Norma Oficial Mexicana. So it's a 4-digit code that is on the back of every tequila bottle, and it gives the location for where and when it's made. So any traditional true tequila would have that number on it. I think from an additive standpoint, there's a couple aspects. One is additives, the color, right, which is commonly used in the industry or all industries, right,
Hmm.
for to make a product more appealing to a consumer. And so when it comes to caramel color or color additives in whiskeys, for example, a lot of brands use that from a consistency standpoint. So they add color so that across batches, the same color comes forward. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
No, no.
It's just one of the things that happens in the industry. And from
Yep.
a additive standpoint for tequila, the sugar aspect is really coming forward because of the low sugar or no sugar movements across the board. That being said, I think that as we look at brands and authenticity and transparency in brands, the overall consumer value of transparency and telling them what is in a bottle is important. So,
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a market and you have people that are buying, why would you stop
mhm.
producing that? You know?
Yeah. The consumer always tells you what they want. So, at the end of the day, things that are growing in nature, like high noon that don't have color in them, or are all natural, that kind of product is what the consumer is looking for now. And it will be interesting to see how that drives decision making from a labeling standpoint and production standpoint as we move forward.
What I will say is that people don't want to be charged triple the price for a standard bottle of whiskey. And that's where people are going right now. So,
Yeah.
if you're making a good product in tequila and it's at a good price, I see
Hmm.
nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Whiskey could learn a thing or two from tequila at this point, really,
Well,
right?
no shit.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, for real. So, I don't know.
Awesome.
Crazy.
All right. Well, on that note, we will try and find a psalm that can speak to additives for us to interview. I have a couple of people in mind. I'm sure you know a few psalms as well.
Cool.
And we'll bring that forward. So if anyone
Sweet.
has any questions, or anything you'd like us to cover, please leave us a comment on social or anywhere. Shoot us an email, text, whatever. Let us know. We'd love to cover your topics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Topics.
Be sure to like, subscribe, follow us at Caviar and Chips. And thank you for this amazing talk today, Hannah. I love you.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.